There are fascinating and pleasant people and places on my YouTube channel, Victor Markin. Click to like, comment, share, and subscribe. The launch of Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence in Ghana was carried live around the globe. It was marked by speeches by an array of dignitaries from various walks of life. In his welcome address, the Apejahin of Asebu traditional area, Nana Obokese Ampa I, highlighted the significance and role of Obokese University of Excellence in the midst of the onslaught on people of African descent worldwide by interest groups.
We need our own education. We need African-centered education. The type of education that puts Africa in the chain of events. The type of education that puts African values in the curriculum. The type of education that respects us as a people, that inspires us, that will raise true Africans. That is what this is all about. ADDI has an MOU with the Asebu Kingdom, with the Kingdom of Chifuhiman, with the Kingdom of Oba, to establish the very first city that welcomes the African diaspora as kings and queens, that welcomes them to triumph, that welcomes them back home as kings, that puts shame to the enslaver, that puts shame to the colonizer. This city has different aspects. It has health care, it has agriculture, it has different components, and it has education at its core. This education is going to be African-centered. The education that is going to see Africa once again. This is the education that the Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence is going to champion. This is a very historic event. This has come to rekindle our Africanness in us. This has come to put or to show to the world that when we come together as a people, we can solve our own problems. The African home and abroad can come together to change its own course. This is what China did. China's development today, as we see, its revolution was engineered by the Chinese diaspora. The African diaspora can do same or better. And this is what this is all about. Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence is going to put the colonizer to shame. It's going to see Africa rise. It's going to see Africa tell its own story. It's going to see Africa come together to bring about its greatness once again. What we did in Timbuktu is about to happen once again. If you believe in this, accept this, and let's do this together.
In her inaugural address, Her Excellency Ambassador Arikana Chihombori Kwao, founder and CEO of Africa Diaspora Development Institute, ADDI, means no words about relevance and importance of Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence in Ghana at a time people of black color continue to be objects of racism. She reiterated that until Africans or blacks recondition their mindset and begin to think and act as Africans or blacks, that mental enslavement would continue to haunt them wherever they may be.
Until we address what I call line number 1, which is where they got us, the mind, until we address the mind, until we can understand that we are not inferior to anybody, until we understand that being black doesn't mean you are equated to the devil. It all starts with education. It starts with telling and speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. It starts with understanding that our educational systems have failed us. They continue to use colonial textbooks and pushing the wrong agenda. Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence is saying we got to start where it all began. And more importantly, the location of the Obokese University of Excellence being located in Cape Coast, Ghana. For those of you who are not aware, that 80% of the Africans who were taken out of Africa as slaves, they were all out of West Africa, they were all pulled into Ghana. And in Ghana, those who came to North America, they left out of the Cape Coast dungeons. They call them castle. It's a port. We call them Cape Coast dungeons. Those who were taken to South America and the Caribbean, they left out of the Elmina castles, which is about 20 miles away from the Cape Coast dungeons. So that particular soil is particularly important in the sense that that is the location, that is the soil where our ancestors who were taken out of Africa as slaves, they last set foot on the African soil. We're here, my brothers and sisters, to talk about the establishment of the first ever university that's going to undo the lies, the university that's going to reverse the miseducation of the African, miseducation of the Black people, a university that's going to speak truth to power, a university that is pan-African to the core, and a university that is refusing to perpetuate the lies. So ladies and gentlemen, today we put together a great program that once again as ADDI we are saying, until we wake up, until the mind understands where you have been, what has been done to you, the true genesis of why self-hate, Black hate, mistrust of each other, we understand that self-hate, the genesis of it, through education, the rest of the healing that we desire as a people, the journey will be easy. This is why we are here today. It's a pivotal conversation. It is a conversation that is long past due, but a conversation nonetheless as ADDI we are ready to tackle head on. And the leadership that we have put together is leadership that's going to say, enough is enough, there is no turning back, failure is not an option. Welcome to Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence, my brothers and sisters. This is our time, and the journey of healing begins now.
Ambassador Sidney Coley took his turn to inform the audience about the state of the project and financing.
As chairman of the board of Obokese University of Excellence, I am excited about this day, which has finally come. About a year and a half ago, coming from the vision of His Majesty, Nana Obokese Ampa, and the many years of experience from Nana Kra, Dr. David Whitaker, Obokese University of Excellence was born. Nana Kra and Nana Obokese put together a team from the continent and from the diaspora, from academia, from business and commerce, to commence the work of creating the first truly Afro-centric, Africa-centric university based on the principle and philosophy of as a first of its kind, a unique global tertiary level educational institution tailored to meet the needs of future generations of Africans and Afro descendants across the globe. Ubuntu. At the same time, Her Excellency Dr. Ambassador Arakana, an African woman of distinction, whom you've heard from right at the beginning of this webinar, with wide experience in a number of critical areas, she was putting together a similar institution for the same purpose, and that would be ADDI. Wakanda 1 ADDI and Obokese University of Excellence, which is a fully incorporated Ghanaian domestic company with capital of 1 million shares and an abundance of real estate in Cape Coast, work on a number of fronts to set the groundwork for preparing for a full-scale installation in all of the constituent parts, while taking steps to leverage all of the assets at our disposal to raise capital to finance today's event. In my view, it was a stroke of genius when Nana Obokese and Ambassador Arakana decided to merge two institutions into one. The Wakanda One Obokese University of Excellence, WOUE, the merger agreement has already been signed, sealed, and delivered. The other stroke of genius was when Nana Obokese was able to secure the services of Professor Asamuth, a distinguished CPA, corporate consultant, and recognized expert in Ghanaian corporate structure. Today, Professor Asamuth will lay out the mechanisms and the mechanics of the share offerings and the reasons why you should get in on the ground floor with this official offering.
There are shares to be bought. A very good investment. How is it going to be like? Dr. Asamoah is the Wakanda One project consultant.
Currently have a land of approximately 104 acres already acquired and registered in the name of the university. This is valued in the region of 7.75 of a million USD of a million. It's already registered with the laws of Ghana as a registered limited liability company. It already have a board, as His Majesty and Excellency have already indicated. And this university, within the next 15 years, the objects of what we intend doing is expected has a value which has been projected the US dollars in terms of value of that university. And of course, it has shares available for all of us to buy in and actually make this dream happen. The university currently have over 900,000 shares, of which 500,000 shares are available. Let me indicate that already we've had some indications. The shareholders have already acquired some. And so each share, the 500,000 shares, 500,000 shares available, each share is valued at $3 per share. And so you need to buy a minimum of 100 shares, making a minimum purchase, stock purchase of $300 to be a shareholder. The share is actually open for sale until the 30th of September 2021.
Nana Kwame Nkrumah II, Tufuhine of Atonkwa, gave a brief picture of the project from its early beginnings and how the future looks like.
Know that this is not just an exciting day, but we should all make note of it because it is a historic day. Nana Obokese, myself, and others have been working on this project every day for over a year, including Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, all days. We've been working towards this. So this is not a brand new suggestion that's being made. This is where we're moving from theory to practice. We're moving from discussion to action. We're moving from planning to implementation. So we won't have time to go through everything that has happened and will need to happen because there won't be sufficient time. But I want people to know that this is not a brainstorm that we've had at a restaurant yesterday and we're doing a Zoom call. So we have assembled, and all the people on the call can either witness that or begin to appreciate that. We have a great team of people. We have all the expertise we need to get this done, and the expertise that is needed that we don't have is coming every day. We have the land, we have the plan. When I grew up as a young boy in Cleveland, I was always told, David, plan your work and then work your plan. So we have the plan, and this is where the investors come in, because we need to have money to fuel the working of the plan. I want to remind people, and the brother, I'm glad he mentioned Mary Bethune and Bethune-Cookman College that started with $150. I'd like to add to that by suggesting that McDonald's Corporation has become an international real estate giant and a fast food giant that started with selling hamburgers for 15 cents. As mentioned by a person, we are at the beginning of that same development. And we now know from our studies for the last 50 years for myself personally, and all of our ancestors, all of our scholars, we know that our problems are mental in terms of their focus, their structure. And in order for us to solve our problems, we're going to have to modify our mental apparatus, the way we look at ourselves, the way we look at the world. And this university is going to be the first unapologetic African-centered university on the African continent. Because in large manner, the present day Africa in all these former colonial areas are continuing to operate as neo-colonial possessions. We may not want to admit that to ourselves, but if we analyze it carefully, we can see the legacy of colonialism in the infrastructure, in the operation, and in the outcome. So if we want to change those outcomes, we're going to have to do for ourselves what no one else is going to do for us because it's not beneficial to them.
Dr. George Fraser, a board member, Wakanda One University of Excellence, appealed to the audience to purchase shares because it's a lifetime investment.
Thank you so much for this incredible vision and this incredible idea. And now it is time to bring it to life. And that will require people investing, purchasing shares. It is sort of an elegant way, and from an investment standpoint, a long-term, excellent investment way of making all of this work the last 12 months come to life. In a sense, buying shares is like giving to something that you love. And what we love is this idea. Some people give because they want to help other people. Some people give because it's their families or their religious tradition. Some people give because they want to make their community better. Some people give because they simply were asked. Your help is needed. As Dr. Farr David Whitaker so eloquently stated, this is the time. We've put in the hard work. We've done the development. We have established certain accomplishments and got them done through smaller investments. Our billboards, our promotion campaign, our business plan, our investment strategy, the timelines, all the work has been done to get us to this point. And so, as I like to say all the time when I speak, when we finish pontificating ad nauseum about our issues, at the end of the day, somebody's got to write a check. Checks have to be written. And I'm excited to invest, to buy shares in something that is going to make a profound difference in the lives of our children. That's what education, that's what Wakanda Obokese University of Excellence is all about. There is no university on the continent of Africa like this. It may be one of the most important investment purchasing of shares that we will make in our lifetime. It will be part of our legacy, as your children are part of your legacy, your first legacy. I believe that your investment, your purchasing of shares in Obokese University of Excellence, Wakanda Obokese University of Excellence, will also be a part of your legacy. It will live for all time. So we have designed a way and designed a system to make sure that that happens.
Her Excellency Ambassador Rikana Chihombori Kwao talked about the first phase of the Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence.
First is going to be the admin block. From the admin block, there's going to be a walkway that's going to take us to the library, on top of which there's going to be the statue of Kwame Nkrumah holding a gigantic light. We are going to call that the eternal guiding tower of light. The eternal guiding tower of light. Along the pathway, along the walkway to the eternal guiding tower of light, there will be statues of our Pan-African fathers, from Kwame Nkrumah himself, ready to shake your hand. The symbolism of the Tower of Light, we are saying there are too many children of Africa that are lost in the wilderness. If you ever feel lost, look for the light. As a child of Africa, as an Afro-descendant, if you ever feel lost, look for the light, because where the light is, that is home. So if you want to find your way home, look for the eternal guiding tower of light. This is why this is so important. It is symbolic in the sense that the children of Africa must find their way home. And that light is going to remind us and guide us and help us find our way home. So having your name, your children's names on that brick, on that walkway, is something that your children will cherish forever. You will pay homage. And the first 1,111 bricks are going to be numbered. This we must do, my brothers and sisters. It is the beginning of a journey that should have been taken 400 years ago. The University of Excellence is an answer to the shortage of the capacity that is needed to build the Africa that we want. Let's make no mistake about it. No amount of money put into education in Africa is going to give us the educational systems that we desire. The expertise, the professors that we need to empower our children are in the diaspora. Yes, we have some on the continent, but there's a huge shortage. Capacity building at every level, in every sector, is what Africa needs if we are to build the Africa that we want. Currently, our leaders are reaching out to China. They're reaching out to Europeans. They're reaching out to the Indians, to the Middle Easterners, for the expertise needed to build the Africa that we want. As African diaspora, we are saying, we need to participate in beefing up that capacity. But as we beef up this capacity, we also want to make sure that we are educating students who are Pan-African, students who are Afrocentric, to teach our history, to teach our children our heroes, instead of learning about heroes from other faraway lands. So this university is going to be one of its kind that is designed to get rid of the colonial educational system. Starting with phase 1, which is an admin block, and another block that's going to house the library and the eternal guiding tower of light. Of course, it's going to be a much larger campus. We had not discussed this, but just so you have a feel for what is going to be happening. On one side is going to be the campus. The side where the university is coming from where the tower is going to be located. It's going to converge with the medical school, which is going to be coming in from the other side. So the tower is going to end up being at the center of the convergence of the university as well as the medical school. So phase one of the university is what we are talking about right now. But the bigger university is going to take at least 5 years to complete. So yes, with phase one, between the admin block and the library that's going to now house the Tower of Light, there's going to be a pathway. And that pathway is going to be laid with bricks. On either side of the pathway, we're going to have statues of our Pan-African fathers who are going to line the pathway all the way from the admin block to the Tower of Light. And that is where we are with phase one. 1945, 13 Jewish men met in the library in Tel Aviv. Their agenda was to see how they can regroup as Jewish people after Holocaust. The issues that they discussed on that day, they had nothing. They didn't even have a place to meet, and that's why they met in the library. They started something that has led to a powerful Jewish people that they are today around the world. There are only 15 million Jewish people, Jewish diaspora, and a small little bitty piece of land called Israel, which is a desert. Compared to us, 400 million African diaspora and the gigantic piece of land, over 30 million square miles, that is called Africa. And yet, we remain the scum of the earth, the most disrespected people on earth. The question I have for those who have the negativity that they're introducing, how long do you intend to continue to be enslaved? If you do not start something, then who? If we do not start platforms like we are having, if we do not have the conversations like we are having, then who? To those of you who are still thinking with an enslaved mind, I say to you, the change that we desire is going to start with us. This university is going to be as important and as progressive and as successful as we make it. We are now moving away from the mentality that the white man is going to do it for us. So if you choose to remain enslaved, carry on. This train is for those who understand that we are going to be the generation that's going to change Africa. We are the generation that's saying no more shall we continue to be disrespected. If we do not grab this bull by the horns, then who will? If I and you do not come together and begin to change the circumstances, not only for ourselves, but for generations to come, then who? Are you going to be one who remains in the mindset that I'm waiting for somebody else to do it? No. This train is gathering those who understand that we are coming to the table to build what was destroyed. And if that mindset is not your mindset, by all means, please get off this train. At a later date, should your mind change, should you begin to understand that you have a responsibility, you're always welcome to join this train. But this train is for those who understand that the time is now for us to regain our respect and rebuild that Africa that once was. The Africa that told the world how to be human, the Africa that civilized the world. And that the lies of yesteryear, we're going to shed them away. Because we are children of Africa and we have risen. We have awoken and our eyes are open and we can see with 20/20 vision But we also understand fully that the responsibility of regaining our respect is our responsibility and ours alone. And that personally, individually, each and every one of us are taking ownership of that. So yes, negativity no more. We've lived in that realm for far too long. This mission is moving forward with those who understand.
The launch of Wakanda 1 Obokese University of Excellence. Give us your reaction by taking like or comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. There are fascinating and pleasant people and places on my YouTube channel, Victor Markin. Click to like, comment, share, and subscribe.